Hearing aids are becoming a way of life for an awful lot of people, old and young, and it looks like this company, Oticon, is looking to maybe make things a little bit easier with your hearing aids. So I'm with Michael Porsbo in the Oticon booth, and he's going to show us a couple of examples of what their hearing aids can do.
Well, first and foremost, we've made a very good hearing aid. I would have to say that to begin with, but what we've done is sort of added the icing on the cake by enabling this hearing aid to connect directly to the internet. This will empower a lot of users to do things much more convenient and efficient in an everyday life that we see in this emerging Internet of Things where everything gets automated and everything talks to each other. So this is the Oticon Open, the latest generation from Oticon. It's a tiny hearing aid where you have basically a whole PC computer placed in here. It does all the sound processing and then transmitted to a small speaker which is sitting at the tip, which is the part that you have in your ear.
Now, one of the things we got clarified as we talked about it a little bit before we started was that when you say directly connected to the internet, the hearing aid talks over Bluetooth LE to a smartphone, and then the smartphone talks to the internet and then starts having things happen for the user.
Exactly, that's the whole point, and the central point in our way of doing things is that we tap into an already existing framework. So we tap directly into the if this then that service, so that we can integrate with a lot of other brands and products that already is part of that solution.
I like that you're using IFT because that gives us industry standard basic tools to have building blocks to be able to build up scenarios. So maybe walk through a scenario that I know you've got a video here, but which we're going to try to capture on film. But talk through one of the first examples you showed us here.
Yeah. I think the analogy to building blocks is pretty good. It's sort of like Lego building blocks, which is out of Denmark, So we have our Lego building block now, which is called Oticon, and then we can talk to all the other building blocks and build our own houses.
Michael's from Copenhagen, so he's going to push the agenda there.
Yeah, exactly. We love Lego, so that's how it is. That's why we all become engineers in Denmark, because we play with Lego when we were kids. So
there we go.
That's how it is.
All right, let's take a look at one of these scenarios here.
So there's two ways we can interact with the internet. We can have basically the hearing aids do something that then affects something else, or we can have something happen on the outside world, you could say, that affects what goes on in our hearing aids.
Oh, neat. Okay.
So I'll give you an example of both of them, and the first example is pretty straightforward. It's you can't hear the doorbell, it's noisy, so instead of having to listen for the doorbell with your hearing aid, we can actually push a spoken notification directly to your ear. So we'll show you how that works. Do you want to bring the camera over here? And then I guess you can just,
We'll talk through it.
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, we have a woman, she has a hearing aid on, she's doing, something with a blender. It's very loud in the kitchen. Even I would not be able to hear the door in this scenario. So because we have a doorbell which is connected to the internet and the if this then that network, we can basically set up a rule which says that if somebody rings the door, this is the message I want to have in my hearing aid. So again, the message is your own, you define it, and it's on your native language. So whatever you want to hear, that is what you hear.
So when the doorbell rang, the signal went to the internet, went back down to her hearing aid and said, there's someone at the door.
Exactly. And to make that happen, the user would make a small rule which said, what is it I want to hear when somebody is ringing the door?
That's pretty easy.
It is pretty straightforward, and again, the interface on the IFT network is pretty much like the building blocks we talked about, so it's very graphical. You have an icon for Oticon, you have an icon for the doorbell, and you bring those two together and define what needs to happen when these two building blocks they meet.
Great, so that was the case of a device had something happen that sent a message to the hearing aid. Now let's go the other way around.
Yes, so the next example, which is also pretty straightforward, but which is to any hearing aid user a known scenario, that you're running out of batteries. That for the normal user is not a problem because they know what to do, right? They just bring their batteries and change them. But in this case, we have a daughter who has a hearing aid, and the hearing aid is running low on batteries, and we'll see how that works.
Okay.
So here we have the daughter. She's playing in her room like any other daughter. It could also be in the daycare or whatever in school. She's running out of battery, or rather her hearing aids are. And again, we go back to the IFT service, and then we tie that service to an SMS service. It could also be Facebook. It could be anything we integrate with. And in this case, the mom gets a text message saying that her daughter's batteries are running low, so she knows to bring some when she picks her up or whatever needs to happen.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's probably the most useful scenario, right?
Yeah.
I might need that one just to know that they're going low.
Exactly, and that's back to our our working assumption that we want to make this Internet of Things that matters to people, right? We just don't. It's not just goofing around. It's really trying to add some value to the users by having all this talk to each other.
Yeah. Now you said earlier that this wasn't life changing, but in a lot of ways that is. The things that make your life easier, that you can do more things with something that you've already got in your ear. That's a fantastic idea.
Exactly. I mean, we can actually document also on the hearing aid side that if you can reduce the cognitive load on people in general, you actually free up a lot of energy. You get less tired. You basically free energy, and you actually also do that indirectly with this type of stuff because there's a lot of things you don't need to remember all the time anymore because it's taken care of for you.
Oh, that's right. I mean, we have an awful lot of cognitive load. That's for sure.
Yeah, we have, and we always have to remember: did I do this? Did I do that? So now you just leave the house and everything is done for you.
I'm hoping to be completely incompetent by the time this is fully all deployed across the internet. So, Michael, thank you very much. How would people find out more about your hearing aids?
Well, we will always welcome people to visit our websites, and you can find local dispensers, which we call our resellers, where you of course can get a personal visit and learn much more.
And the spelling of the company is OTICON. What's the URL?
It's oticon.global actually.
Great. Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by.